Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Um, I am on my way to go sledding. Um, Living in Minnesota, we get lots of snow. It's sometimes nicknamed Minnesota. Um, it's not super cold out, which is very surprising. It's only about 27 degrees, which depending on where you live, that might sound super cold, but it's really not. It's actually very good for us in January. So I just wanted to, before I head out for the afternoon, I wanted to just talk about a couple of books that I've been reading for book club. So I am doing a book club through school, and we meet once a month. We decide on a book to read as a group, and I have my meeting tomorrow. So I wanted to talk about the last couple of books I've read. The one that we are reading for our meeting tomorrow, I actually haven't finished yet, but it is a super good book. So the one that we read for last month for December's book club meeting was called Bloom. So it is a graphic novel, and it is a really awesome book. So it's about this boy, and he works at his family's bakery, and that is where he's expected to go. But he has dreams of going and being in a band and moving away from his home. So it's kind of a kid, a teenage boy, kind of struggling um, with work and family and finding his place in the world. And it's really good. It's a very fast read. It's a graphic novel, and a lot of the pages do have just a lot of pictures, which actually really works. I think that I'm not a big graphic novel fan, but for this story, it really worked to have it in graphic novel format. You really get a lot of the emotions from the characters, and it's really good. So we read that for our last meeting. And then for my meeting tomorrow, we are reading The Poet X, which, as you can see, has 3 awards: the National Book Award, the American Library Association Excellence for Young Adult Literature, and then the Pierre Belpré Award as well. So it has these 3 awards, and I'm sure it has a lot more really superb ratings as well, but it is really good. So it's a collection of short vignettes, so that's like a typical page. Super short. You can read it. I mean, honestly, you could read it in one sitting, and it's so good too. It's really hard to put it down. So they're just little vignettes. It is, like it says, it's a Poet X. So her name starts with an X, and she is a poet. She writes about life and her emotions as a poet. And she's just a student. She is a teenage girl. So if you're a teenage girl, it's relatable in that way, or just a teenager in general, just navigating high school and navigating life when you're a teenager. It's totally relatable in that way. But she wants to be a writer. She loves to write, and her writing is amazing. You know, we see some of her little poems in here, but she struggles because her family, that's not what her family wants from her. So kind of similar from Bloom too, like what the family wants from her. Her mom is a very hardcore religious person, and she doesn't want her to write. She doesn't think that that's good for her daughter. And I haven't finished it, but it's so good. I have less than 100 pages left, and it is super good. But she really wants to be her own person, kind of like in Bloom, and it's so hard for her because that's not what her family wants. So it's kind of her and again navigating high school and dealing with family, dealing with boys, and just finding herself as well. So both super awesome books, and I can talk a little bit more about, depending on the book that we're going to be starting tomorrow, I can talk a little bit about that. So I just wanted to talk about those. I have a book club meeting tomorrow, and then we're going to decide on a book for our next meeting. So I will let you guys know kind of how that is as I'm reading it. And then, yeah, so I told you I am off to go sledding today at a nearby hill. Very excited for that. And yeah, it'll be nice to just get out of the house. We did go out yesterday afternoon. We went and got Chipotle, which is my favorite fast food. I don't know people's preferences with Chipotle, but I absolutely love Chipotle. We also went to Target and just kind of walked around. Target's a great place to just walk around. I've gone there with friends multiple times just to walk around. It's a great place to walk around. And then we went to our local movie theater where they were selling foods like popcorn, ices, whatever, and you can buy it and take it home and enjoy a movie at your house, because right now in Minnesota our movie theaters are not open. They actually open on Friday, which is awesome because we haven't been into a movie theater outside of our house in a long time, so that'll be very exciting.